Today we're going to be working on standards 6 NSC5 and 6 NSC7. We're going to locate positive and negative numbers on a vertical number line. And I can use positive and negative numbers to describe real world situations. A rational number is a number that can be represented as a fraction or the opposite of a fraction. An integer is a number that can either be represented as a whole number or as the opposite of a whole number. So let's look at those real quick. So rational numbers, they're fractions. So 1/2 is a rational number. A rational number can also be the opposite. So in other words, it is positive and negative fractions. Integers are actually positive and negative whole numbers. So an integer is a number that can be representative of a whole number. So let's say 10. And the opposite of a whole number, which would be -10. Write each word under the appropriate column. So we're talking about these words and we're looking at whether they're negative or positive. So gain would be negative. Loss, or gain would be positive. Loss would be negative. Deposit would be positive. Credit would be positive. Debit would be negative. A charge would be negative as well. Below 0 withdrawal is negative. If you owe somebody, that is negative. And if you receive something, that would be positive. Write an integer to represent each of the following situations. A company lost $345,000. So that would be a negative $345,000. You earned $25 for dog sitting, so that would be a positive 25. Jacob owes his dad $5, so that would be a negative $5. The temperature at the sun's surface is about 5,500 degrees Celsius. Well, that's going to be a positive number. The temperature outside is 4 degrees below 0. Hopefully that's not true, but if it were, it would be -4. A football player lost 10 yards when he was tackled, so losing would be -10. Mount Fuji's elevation is 3,776 meters above sea level, so that's going to be a positive as well. Temperature is commonly measured using one of the two scales, Celsius or Fahrenheit. In the United States, the Fahrenheit system continues to be the accepted standard for non-scientific use. All other countries have adopted Celsius as the primary scale in use. The thermometer shows how both scales are related. So if we look over here at the thermometer, and we're going to answer these questions with the thermometer, the temperature is shown on the thermometer in degrees Fahrenheit. So I need to look at where it is in degrees Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit's over here, and it looks to be about 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is positive. The temperature shown on the thermometer in degrees Celsius. Well, I need to look over here, and if I look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tick marks in between the 10, so that means each one is 2, and that's the tick mark is at the 4th one, so that would be 38 degrees Celsius. The freezing point of water in degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit. So it says right here, the freezing point of water in degrees Celsius is 0 degrees Celsius. If I go over, if I draw a line here, I will see that is also 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Does the temperature 0 degrees mean the same thing on both scales? So I guess we need to look. We see 0 here and we see 0 here. So does that mean the same thing? No. The magnitude of a measurement is the absolute value of its measurement. So for each scenario, use the absolute value to determine the magnitude of each quantity. Maria is sick with the flu, and her weight change is represented by -4 pounds. How much weight did Maria lose? Well, the absolute value of -4, remember that's the distance to 0. If we draw a number line, we have 0. We have -4 over here to the left. So how far is it to 0? It is 4. Jeffrey owes his friend $5. How much is Jeffrey's debt? So the absolute value of -5, the distance from -5 to 0 is 5. How far below 0 is -16 degrees Celsius? So that would be the absolute value of -16. The distance from -16 to 0 is 16. And those are the absolute values.